My name is Vitamin Womack, and this is my descriptive speech on why mental health matters. So, the assumed audience here is people struggling with mental health, or just anybody that wants to learn about mental health, if they have like a kid, or a friend, or a mom, or a dad struggling with mental health, and some people just need to be informed on it. So, the topic is obviously mental health, and then the specific purpose in this is to like inform my audience on like the importance of it and how it affects your overall well-being and how it affects everything like around you in your daily life. The essential idea of this is that mental health is just as important as physical health, and it's just as important, if not even more important, and because it affects how we think, feel, behave, and handle like your everyday life, and so that's why it's so important. And then my general purpose is just to inform you on why and how it does. So yeah, the orientation is I'm just gonna say all my essential idea, which I already did, and then motivation here is just to help the audience recognize the importance of mental health in daily life, because it's truly just something that it's not normalized to talk about. It's not normal to talk about, but it needs to be because so many people struggle with it, especially like young teenagers. The reason that you should like trust like me like whenever I'm talking to you about this is because I have struggled with mental health. Many people do, and many people don't realize who is struggling with it and how they're struggling with it and all this stuff. My relationship with mental health has been like an up and down roller coaster, but I am qualified because I have came out of like the hole that people consider yourself in, and it's genuinely something that I learned that you have to talk about it, because if you don't, then you're just gonna keep building up and it's gonna keep putting pressure on your shoulders and your heart and all this stuff. So you just have to talk about it. Probably main point is that poor mental health negatively affects most aspects of your life. Support systems and healthy habits help improve and maintain your mental health, and mental health affects how people think, feel, behave in everyday life. So, and the main part of this is I'm going to tell y'all ways to maintain and improve mental health, effects poor mental health has on people, and the importance of your mental health. So, ways to maintain and improve your mental health is you can talk to somebody about it, whether that's a parent or an adult you trust or a friend that you trust. Exercise takes your mind off of it and gets you thinking about something else other than like the mental health that you're going through. And then a therapists are the professional side. That's where like what comes in, like if you talk to somebody about it and it's still not getting better and you need to go to like someone that like knows like their stuff. Mental health apps, these are like, or like breathing apps, breathing exercises too, but mental health apps are like apps that like just like give you ways to like cope with it and ways to like talk about it and all this stuff. School counselors, those are like more also on the professional side, not as professional as like a therapist, but there's somebody that like isn't like somebody that you know personally, so you're not embarrassed about it, because that's like the main thing is that people are embarrassed of it. And so talking with a school counselor would be like not as like embarrassing because you don't really know the school counselor as much. And then practicing mindfulness. The effects that poor mental health has on teens and anybody really. Anxiety is a really big one, and depression is a really big one. Those are probably the two most common ones, I would say, because many people struggle with anxiety because thinking about your mental health, you think about it so much and then you get like so anxious over it. And then depression comes whenever you don't know what else to do because you just get distant. That's another one. You get distant from like everybody around you, like your whole like your that's like your spouse, your relationship, your friends, your family, anything like that. Your physical health, once your mental health starts draining, and then it affects how you like present yourself and how like you get up in the mornings. You don't want to get up, so your physical health is also going to go down. And then your relationships, again, it's just like you're just so like worried about everything that's going on because you don't know how to talk about it and you don't want to talk about it, and so it just messes up everything. And then you do poorly on your academic work and your like work performance, and that isn't like a big one that many people struggle with, because like you're in school and the teachers are like, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and then because they don't understand like what she's going or what they're going through like at home. And so that's like another big one. And then the effects, it can get to a point to where there's self-harm involved, and then even suicide or suicidal thoughts can enter your mind if you don't get help like quick enough. And then the importance of mental health, showing why it matters. So it matters because of like all this stuff I said, and it's so hard to like think about, and it's so hard to like keep in your mind that it is normal to talk about and it is okay, because many people struggle with it. And what it is, it's the emotional, psychological, and social well-being of yourself. And just, yeah, so 3 forms of support that I used was expert testimony. The National Institute of Mental Health reports that nearly half of all teens experience a mental health disorder at some point in their life. That one's really just like mind-blowing, I would say, because like it's truly like unimaginable how many people do struggle with this and we don't know. A real life example is my example of like I've been like going through it for like I've been through it for a while, and then I finally was like I have to talk to somebody about it. So I talked to like a person that I trusted, and it genuinely brought me out. And it, you have to focus on the good things that are going on in your life rather than like worrying about that, and that's how it really helped me. And then statistics is the third one, and it's about 1 in 5 teens struggle with symptoms of severe enough to affect their daily lives, which is around 20% of teens that struggle with this. And then 2 sources I got some of my information from was World Health Organization and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And then I like went up and I found the mental health section. That one really helped me a lot. And so in conclusion, mental health affects every aspect of your life, no matter what you like go through, no matter how much you think it does, it really truly does. And it needs to be taken seriously. Many people struggle in silence and they don't know how to like talk about it, but it needs to be normalized to talk about it, because that could help so many teens if they know that it's okay to talk about it. And by knowing what mental health is, the effects it has, or the effects poor mental health has, and ways to maintain it, can raise awareness to it and raise awareness on how to cope with it and how to handle it.